Right, so once you treat me as a pupil at the train stage, I've got a test coming up in about 3 weeks' time.
Okay.
My instructor couldn't make it today, so we're going to look at approaching turnings to turn left and right.
Okay.
That's a major tomorrow, yeah? So my name's Tony, so I'll leave you to meet and greet.
Okay. Hi Tony, my name's Sue.
Hi,
I'm
Sue.
pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I understand Bob can't make it
Yeah.
today. He's asked me to look at junctions emerging from a major road into a minor road.
Yeah. Turning left, turning right.
Turning
so-
left and turning right. Okay. So just tell me then, so going from a major road, we're going to turn left into the junction. What sequence are you going to use?
Ah, the MSPSL.
Okay. And when we're turning left into that junction, what we're going to be looking for as we turn into that junction?
Pedestrians and any obstructions.
Any obstructions. So if when we turn into that junction, if we've got, say for example, a skip right on the edge of the junction, how are you going to position your car to get into that junction?
Oh, I'll have to have a good look to make sure it's clear to go into the junction.
And why?
There's not much point in turning in if I can't clear the on the back end of my car sticking out on the road, do I?
Yeah. Okay. And if you've got
I
a
should
car,
get in the move because that battery's going to go.
okay, all right.
Yeah,
So,
something seven.
okay, so your knowledge seems good there. So let's get out there and let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Tony. So what are you looking for in those mirrors?
What's behind me?
Yeah. And what about your right door mirror?
I think you're trying to ask me what can I see out of the mirrors?
Yeah. What
isn't
can you see out the mirrors?
it? Oh, I can square the whole back window. I can see a bit of my head is straight to a bit of yours. And I can see the door handles. I can see that van just coming down the road. I see right down the road. The door handles, I can see right down the pavement.
Okay. All right. So when you're ready, we'll go.
Turn left out of the service road.
And turn left out of the service road.
And left.
Right, so next turning on the left, please. So what mirrors are you going to use?
And middle left.
Okay, so as we came around that corner there, Tony, you actually had your foot on the clutch there. So remember, when you're coming in around the corner, when you bring your hand up to the steering wheel, the foot comes off the clutch. Why must you do that?
Oh, I think it's coasting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yes. And if you coast around the corner, what's going to happen?
Oh, I'll lose that engine braking, won't I?
You do, yeah. Okay, Tony, so how do we identify these turns? How would you know when a left or a right
No,
hand turn's
sometimes see
coming up?
cars turning in or vehicles coming out. Gaps in the houses like there, isn't
Yeah,
there?
okay.
See the road markings as
Yeah.
well, isn't there? The odd occasion you see a road sign, don't you?
Yes.
And next turning to the right.
Right, you take the next turning on the right, please. So just remember that clutch this time. We're not
Oh yeah, it's up there.
Yeah, so remember. That's what we're going to do. Okay. So just there, Tony, when you're turning right, you need to just get that position better, don't you? So when you just pull up on the left-hand side for me.
Just wrong.
I just want to talk through. You actually cut that corner, didn't you?
Did I?
You came around the corner. So when you're turning right, where do you need to get that car positioned? So as you took that turn, where should the car have been positioned in order to prevent you from cutting the corner?
I want to turn the corner. It should be on my own side of the road, shouldn't it?
You should, shouldn't you? So how do you prevent that from? Because you've actually cut that corner. So how do you prevent
I
that
don't even
from
know I cut
happening?
it.
Okay, so what I'm going to do then is, what you need to do is you're coming round the corner, you need to use that reference point. So
Analyse it, just out of road, analyse it a bit better, yeah?
okay.
Tony, what's the consequence? of
What's the
cutting corner?
consequences of you cutting that corner?
Oh, if I turn too early, there could be a car coming down the road, hit me in the side, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Okay. So
How do I judge it?
how do you judge when you're going to put the turn on?
I just know it.
So
I've been to drive 7 months now.
okay. So just from that junction there, I'm not convinced you do. How would you measure? How would you measure it? Because you actually cut that corner.
I just know it.
So where's the reference point? What reference point do you use?
I don't use reference points, use experience.
Right. So you actually cut that corner. So I'm not convinced that you perhaps do know. So what I'll do is I'll help you,
All right.
and then we'll see if we can give you some help
Okay.
on here. Okay.
Next on the right, please.
We're going to take the next turning on the right. So make sure you check those mirrors for turning right.
Next on the right, please.
Take the next turning on the right, and what I want you to do, Tony, I just want you to
You want me to cover the brake?
cover the brake.
Don't turn.
Cover the brake. Don't turn.
Tell me when to stop.
And stop now for me. Just a little. Can you just let the car move? Just a stop there. Where does that? Secure your car for me.
Yeah, okay, I've got secure.
Look into the junction now. Where does the white line that comes down the middle of the road? Where does it cut in?
I just want a dormer in.
Okay, I want you to use that as the reference point. Now, if you just come around that corner now, you'll find that the car doesn't cut the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So next time we do a turn, either right to the left, we're going to use that reference point to come around the corner,
Oh.
okay?
Left and then immediately right.
I'd like you to take the next turning on the left, please. Joey.
And then immediately right.
And then immediately right, please. Okay, so just this turning here on the left, you need to be further over when you're taking your turning on the left, because at
I'm
the
okay with emerging. My position's fine, yeah.
Okay, merging right.
Turn immediately right.
I want you to turn immediately right. So using that reference point
Oh, right,
before
yeah,
you turn
yeah.
your turn.
Oh, yeah. I'm right behind this car now.
So
I used the reference point, though.
you did. Okay, just come around the car and then I'm going to explain to you a little bit better. Okay, so when you just want to just pull up on the left hand side
Take
for
the
me.
next on the left.
I'd like you to take the next turning on the left and then just pull up on the left for me.
Yeah, I can understand what I've done wrong there. I used that reference point.
You did use that reference point. I just need to explain a little bit better to you. You just stop there for me. Okay, and secure your car. So when you take that turn and you've turned into the junction, what you need to do is you need to look into the junction to see if there's anything there to obstruct you turning in. We had the black car there. On that occasion, you are going to have to cut the corner because you need to come around the car.
Oh, right, so it's not cast in stone.
It's
then?
not cast in stone. So when you come round that corner, when you come round into that junction, you're going to look up into the road, aren't you, to see if there's anything coming down. If nothing's coming down, then you can cut the corner and come round.
Oh,
If there's nothing obstructing your turn, then you'd use that reference point
I just
to come
thought I
round.
should never cut a corner.
No, there are occasions when you do have to cut
Oh,
corners.
okay, right.
Okay. When you're ready, we'll go. So when we're making these turns, Tony, right or left,
Yeah.
we're looking into the junctions for cars. Is there anything else we need to be looking for when we come up to a junction? When we do our turn?
Skips
Skips, yeah. What about
and turning left.
and we take the
Anything
next
else?
turning on the left. Is there anything else you need to be thinking about when you're doing your turns?
Oh, cyclists.
Yeah, cyclists. What about two-legged people?
Oh, pedestrians.
Pedestrians,
Oh,
yeah. So we've got to think about pedestrians. So when you're making that turn, what are you going to take into account? You've got a pedestrian on the pavement.
They may step off.
Yeah. Okay. So how are you going to make sure it's safe for you to go?
Make eye contact with them.
Yeah. Okay.
Turn right.
Okay. And next turn on the right. Would you wave them across at any time?
No, never.
Why?
Because Bob said he'd chop my hands off if I did.
Why would you chop your hands off?
He said it was really dangerous.
And why is it dangerous?
I might get run over by a vehicle coming the opposite way.
That's right. So you might wave them across to say it's okay. And
Yeah. I don't think he was going to chop my hands off really.
Okay.
But if they step off the pavement,
Yeah, if they step off the pavement and they've got a foot on the pavement, what are you going to do in that situation?
I have to stop then, haven't I?
You have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you won't make your turn, will you, until
No.
they've got across the road?
Because they're already on the road at
That's
that
right.
stage, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob says even if I know them, don't wave at them.
No. And why?
Well, it's bad enough killing a stranger, but it's worse killing somebody you know, isn't it?
So where are we taking that turn to turn? Oh no, that was in March. So when you're going to turn left at a junction, do you know what reference point to use to come round on a left turn?
Oh yeah, make sure you don't hit the curb.
Yeah. And how are you going to prevent yourself from hitting the curb?
Just follow the curb round.
Okay. Do you have a reference point to help you on that one?
I don't need one now. I've been learning to drive for 7 months.
Okay. So how far away are you going to be from the curb when you're following the curb
About a
round?
metre.
About a metre. Okay.
Next left, please.
Okay, let you take the next turn on the left.
That's why I just follow it around so I don't go too wide or I don't run over the curb.
Yeah. Okay. And why mustn't you go over the curb?
I could kill a pedestrian, couldn't it?
Yeah, you could. Yes.
Bob said if I damage his allies, I've got to pay for them.
Yeah, because you might, if you scrape the curb, if you get too close to the curb, you might scrape it. What happens if you're going to turn right?
And we're going to take the next turning to the left,
I'd
please.
like you to take the next turning on the left, please.
Well, got round there well, didn't I?
You just approached that corner too quickly, didn't you? You needed to reduce your speed and come right down. Because you came round too quickly, Tony, you actually encroached on the other side of the road, didn't you?
Here, was it? Now turning right.
Okay, I'd like you to take the next turning on the right, please. So think about what gear you're in here. You need to be, what gear do you need to be in as you're turning here?
First here. And that's the right gear. Yeah, I can go now, can I?
No, don't go yet. Because if you go now, you're going to cut across the path of that car, aren't you?
I'm going to stop.
Yes, please.
We did a drink. You got a bottle of scotch in here?
Okay, so just secure your car. Now, when you're turning, you must make sure that it's safe for you to turn. So if there's a car coming up the road, and you must make sure there's a general rule that you've got to follow before you put that turn on. Can you remember what it is?
I must enforce them to slow stop or swerve.
Yeah, so in that situation, if you'd come across the road, you would have caused that car to slow stop or swerve,
I
wouldn't
wonder
you?
why that happened.
Okay, so how can you measure whether or not it's safe for you
Let's
to...
just come out of all of it.
All right, I shouldn't have done it, I know.
Yeah, this has happened quite a few times in these left and right hand turns last week, didn't it?
Yeah.
What was the question you should have asked on approach there?
Okay, is it safe for you to make a turn here, Tony?
Am I going to go in front of that
Are you
vehicle?
going to go in front of that vehicle, Tony? And you're going to say no because I'm going to make the car coming up the road stop, slow down or swerve.
So because you didn't, what did I do?
You made me... I
made you
pain in the
react,
left
didn't I?
shoulder. Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
But you could have been proactive and
I
saved
could.
yourself a lot of work, couldn't it?
I could, yes.
Yeah. So you're now going to have to react to it now.
Yeah.
Because I've now tried to go in front of it.
Yep.
So go on then, react.
Okay, Tony. So, when you turned in front of that vehicle, now what you should have done is before we put our turn on to come into the junction, we should have looked down the road to see if it was safe for us to turn. So you turned in front of that vehicle and caused. If we turned in front of that vehicle, you would have made that car stop, slow down, or swerve, which we mustn't do. Can you remember the rule that you've got to follow?
No.
No.
Can you tell me it?
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying no, don't do that. So what you're going to ask yourself, if you're going to go and cross the path of the car, is whether or not you can walk from one side of the curb to the other. And if you can't, then you're not going to make the commitment.
Oh, right, because then I'd make him, what?
Stop, slow down, or swerve, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Or swear at you. So you mustn't go in front of the path of that car. The other thing also, if you're going to turn right, if you're going